John and I met at UCLA as graduate students.
I was planning to go into the field of psychology. I quickly learned that working with children with autism was one of the most exciting things that I could do as a professional.
In the mid-'80s, we extended our work outside of UCLA and started working with different populations, different ages, and different settings. In 1994, the demand for treatment of autism rose tremendously, and John and I decided we wanted to create Autism Partnership so we could focus our work solely on that population.
For many years in the field of behavior analysis, we saw that training was being de-emphasized. We saw professionals receiving about 40 hours of training, and we were really worried about this, concerned that this would lower the outcomes that our children could achieve. Our mission at Autism Partnership Foundation was to create an academy, and the purpose of this academy is to bring young professionals together to receive ongoing and intensive training on the principles of applied behavior analysis. Within the academy, what occurs is training both on their clinical application of behavior analysis as well as increasing their knowledge of the field. Throughout a 2-year sequence, they become really top professionals in the field who will go out and train others in quality behavior intervention.
Nice job! Good for you.
For us, quality intervention occurs when a behavior analyst can assess in the moment and also use clinical judgment to inform their best programmatic decisions for the individuals that they're working with. Behavior analysts shouldn't be considered well-trained based on what they can say, but rather what they can do. When we can combine quality intervention and well-trained staff, the results can be amazing. It's actually incredible to see the children who first come to us without many positive social interactions or even peer relationships, but after receiving quality intervention, they can actually leave with meaningful, genuine friendships.
There's so many things I love about what I get to do on this job. The two that really interest me the most at this point are developing curriculum for the kids that we work with. The skills that we're trying to get them to develop are things that are going to benefit them the rest of their lives. And then if we can take that knowledge and then apply it in a more independent manner to some of the places they're going to experience outside of this office, then that's just brilliant. So the second part of it is that I actually get to go to those classrooms and visit those schools and provide the training that will continue to enhance the growth of the kids we work with.
I love staff training because it's very exciting to see staff get a thrill from knowing that they've taught something to a kid, making them actually recognize their own skills when they're working and seeing all of the information that we impart to them come to fruition in the work that they do is incredibly exciting.
When you think about kids with autism, it's expressed so differently from child to child, so it's really important to have that big understanding of applied behavior analysis and know how to implement that for every different type of child that we come across. As in any profession, you need to be well trained. You need that ongoing training. Make sure that you're staying up to date, being the best that you can be so that the kids we serve can be the best that they can be.
I still remember my very first day with my very first client. I had had very little training. I show up to the school where I'm supposed to be working with this child who had never received services before. I was terrified. Eventually, I moved to an agency that really highlighted training, and I saw what a significant difference it was. Adequate training increased my confidence, my clinical judgment skills, and it made me a better teacher, which is exactly what can help progress a child's skills.
They would know all the subtleties of his behavior really, really well, and they could address those things that are really specific to him. And I was really surprised to learn that the majority of places that we called, they essentially would send a high school graduate with about a week of training. They aren't equipped to do this. I don't know how I would have reacted to ABA or even believed if it worked if that was the first experience I'd ever had.
We're really looking at the whole child and what deficits they have, but also what strengths they have, so we can build upon those strengths to help address the deficits. I think another thing that sets us apart is that we really make sure that each curriculum for each child is tailor-made. So we're not just cookie-cutter approach, going through a set menu of what children need, but we're really addressing what's at their core deficits.
I'm gonna eat a big bite of my cupcake. Where's your cupcake? We have a big global footprint. We have offices in Canada, the UK, Kuwait, and we also have offices in Australia, Hong Kong, which is our main hub, and Singapore, Manila, and also in Seoul. They all provide very similar services to the office here in Seal Beach.
We believe that families play an integral role in the treatment process. It's easy to take for granted the things that families do every day, like going to a grocery store or going to birthday parties. There's nothing more rewarding than seeing families feel like they can be really effective parents and cherish the time they get to spend with their children.
I think counseling can be a really effective additional service that we provide here at Autism Partnership. There's many layers to it. We provide services for children, adolescents, and adults on the spectrum, as well as parent support. The parent component, I think, is especially important in that as children are developing through treatment, there's so many pressures that parents are going through, whether it's dealing with the treatment team in their home, issues regarding the diagnosis, what does the future hold. So the counseling environment allows people to have a space to kind of explore those issues and also ask some of the questions that they maybe didn't know to ask, and hopefully give them a space where they can really explore what's going on.
No kangaroo juicing! No kangaroo! You're gonna break it.
Our goal, our mission, our passion is to train professionals so that they can impact children and families' lives throughout the world.
What we do here is provide excellent treatment for a fairly small number of children. There's so many other children out there who need access to quality treatment.
We disseminate the research that we conduct on quality intervention to behavior analysts, parents, families, and other professionals. In order to accomplish this goal, members of the research department present at international and national conferences every year. It has been a very rewarding experience to present at these conferences to help disseminate our model.
Autism Partnership Foundation was founded on the passion and belief that every child diagnosed with autism spectrum disorder deserves the chance to achieve the happiest and most fulfilling life possible. Thanks to the generosity of our supporters, we can make that dream a reality for more and more children and their families.
The progress the APF research department has made in the last 10 years is super exciting. We've been able to publish many studies that have evaluated the effectiveness of various components of what's been referred to as a progressive approach to ABA-based intervention. If you take those components together, they mark what we're calling the Autism Partnership Method. The crux of many of those studies involves defining, measuring, and evaluating the use of clinical judgment, in-the-moment decision-making, and flexibility to provide quality intervention for individuals diagnosed with autism spectrum disorder. Our hope is the broad adoption of the Autism Partnership Method.